Hi, I'm Cindy Baucom, and you're watching the Country Road TV Network. The best and legendary country and bluegrass music all in one place. CountryRoadTV.com. We're in Raleigh, North Carolina for World of Bluegrass from the International Bluegrass Music Association. I'm Cindy Baucom, and I'm being joined by one of my favorite artists, Dan Tyminski. Dan, you look mighty sharp this evening.
Oh, thanks. That's very nice of you. You look very nice yourself. Good to see you.
It's very nice to see you. I know we met many years ago when you first joined the Lonesome River Band. I remember seeing you in Boone, North Carolina, and that's been a day or two ago.
It's been a day or two. I was talking with Ronnie Bowman here a little while ago. It's been 30 years since we did the Carrying the Tradition record, and that was kind of started us, and that really was a huge boost for us at that time. So yeah, we're happy to be back. Can't believe it's 30 years later.
And talking about a huge boost, it's been more than 2 decades now since your voice was coming out of George Clooney's head.
It has been a little while. It's amazed me that so much time has gone by, yet it still seems like it's a really present, popular song. I mean, that's just a gift you don't expect to get when you get a song like that. So yeah, I was super pumped when that happened, and of course IBMA, embraced it, so made it really great.
How did that turn things for you as far as music career? What kind of doors did it open that perhaps you never thought would be imaginable?
So many things have happened through the musical career, for so many different reasons. I mean, at that point in time, I think the biggest effect that I noticed more than anything else was just how many new people it brought into the music. It wasn't so much, I think, that it opened new doors for me, but it opened a window for people that did not necessarily look out and watch bluegrass or roots music like that. And we started noticing the demographic of our audience changing. We started seeing attendance changing, whether or not it had anything to do with the movie, just roots and bluegrass music, all of a sudden got a new boost of attention that it desperately deserved. So it was fun to watch, a project like that in some way change kind of the face of music. I mean, it brought attention that I don't think it would have had otherwise.
And certainly going into a project like that, you have no idea how it will be embraced by the general public.
We were just so happy to be involved with T-Bone Burnett and Joel and Ethan Cohen. We were big Cohen Brothers fans. We were big T-Bone fans. We thought it would be such a cool thing to be a part of that movie. And when I got to be, the voiceover for George Clooney, I thought that was really fun. But I was actually a little bummed. I don't know if people know. I was going to play that song with him singing it. We went into a recording studio and actually recorded it. Contrary to what I have heard, George Clooney can sing. I'm here to tell you he's got a nice voice. He sounded really good, but when it came down to recording it, it had to be one take through, no fixes, no mistakes, whatever. And I remember the day we were working on it, and he sang it once, messed up one little part, and we said, well, we got to try it again. And again, he messed up one little part, and he came out of the studio and he said, Dan, I'll tell you what, I'll make you a deal. I'll act, you sing. And at the time, I got to be honest, I was a little disappointed because I didn't get a chance to play it with Clooney. And then, of course, after, I didn't realize at that point in my life what having points on a record was, and it ended up being a great big life changer for me. And I just couldn't have been more blessed with a project than being involved with Oh Brother Where Art Thou.
Well, let's fast forward because you have a great career now. You're surrounded by wonderful musicians in your band. I want you to talk about what's in the present for Dan Tyminski and just on the horizon.
Well, the present for Dan Tyminski, I mean, the most recent piece of work that I've put out has been an EP, a tribute to Tony Rice called One More Time Before You Go. I've been completely devastated by the loss of my ultimate musical hero. So that was a very important thing that ended up taking a front seat to the project I have been very excited to put out, which is now a record with my new band. I have a band with me now that considering my history and who I've been playing with for so long, as good as I've ever played with. I mean, these guys just had me so pumped to play music. They are so amazing. We just came out of the studio. We have 15 new tracks. And I'm going to say it's some of the best stuff that I've ever done. I really think it's going to be a lot of the people's favorite bluegrass music that I've recorded with this band. So I'm very, very excited.
Well, I can't wait to hear it. I want to go back to the EP just a moment because we all still miss Tony Rice so much. And I read in an interview that you did that it was quite therapeutic to you to go through those songs, remembering Tony and bringing in folks who love Tony as much as you did. But you have helped all of us through the grieving process. Those songs have really touched a lot of people who love Tony Rice.
Well, thank you. That project truly was a grieving process for me. I mean, I didn't set out, when I got the news, it wasn't my mission to say, well, I'm going to put out a project. That was actually this far away from anything on my mind as it was. I took some time, at first and tried to just accept the fact that this was my world now, and in the process was playing some music, that just felt like I was channeling Tony, to me, and I had this thing worked out on a guitar, and in the process of grieving, I was talking with Josh Williams, who traveled with Tony, and in the later years of Tony touring live, and we got together and we were just talking about memories, and stuff, and we ended up writing some lyrics to this instrumental piece that I had. So we made this song that was truly only for us. We really never we didn't write it with any thought of other people hearing it. It was just a way for us to help heal. And after I played that song for some of my people, it was my manager Ben said, if you could put some more stuff with this, it might be a nice way to honor the man. And when I thought of that, I of course thought of all the people that he's touched in music, which is literally everyone. And I wanted to point the finger at some of the young people that are out there that you might not necessarily listen to them and go, oh, Tony Rice influenced, but again, are not who they are without Tony's playing. So I got to play with Molly Tuttle and Billy Strings and Gavin Largent and Daly and Vincent, and I had Jerry Douglas and Todd Phillips, and it was an amazing experience to get to go through all the people, it's to spend time with Sam Bush and this. I mean, all these people spent so much time with Tony, and it really was a big part of my healing process, to be able to spend some time and dedicate some time toward what I consider music that so important in this world. I mean, Tony's music is it for me. It's still the benchmark.
Yeah. Job well done. Well, you're going to be behind the podium hosting the 33rd IBMA Award Show, and I know it's not your first time hosting, but it is your first time hosting with your old bandmate, Ronnie Bowman.
They asked me if I would consider hosting, and of course, I love the IBMA. I love the thought of the world getting together for bluegrass music's sake is the coolest thing in the world, and when I had the opportunity they said, who would you like? There's only one person on planet Earth that makes sense. If I get to make the pick, it's Ronnie Bowman. I mean, I've spent so much time with Ronnie through the years, and again, we kind of got our start right here in '92, 30 years ago. That was our big boost, was carrying the tradition, for the Lonesome River Band, and it's so cool to be back here, both of us with gray hair now, looking at each, doing it after all this time. But Ronnie is, of course, a fan favorite, everybody's buddy. So the perfect choice.
So rehearsals have been going well, and you're anxious to get up there and host this show tonight?
No, I'm scared to death. Are you kidding me? No, I'm petrified. I'm shaking in my shoes, and I know Ronnie's going to mess everything up, and then I'm going to mess everything up following. Neither one of us can see or read or hear very well, so it'll be an interesting night, I'm sure.
Yeah.
We're going to have fun. You know what? He's a pro. I'm at least, able to fake being a pro. And when you love something as much as both he and I love what we're doing here this week, we can't do anything but have a good time. It's going to be fun.
Folks, it is going to be a great time, and I have enjoyed chatting with Dan Tyminski here from Raleigh, North Carolina. Dan, best of luck to you. Can't wait to hear the new music from the Dan Tyminski Band.
Thank you so much. We're going to start the show tonight, so you'll get a little taste, and then we look forward to seeing everybody so soon.
Dan Tyminski with me. I'm Cindy Baucom from Raleigh, North Carolina at IBMA World of Bluegrass.